Welcome back to the Forever French podcast. I have Amanda with me today.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about kind of the follow-up. Last time I was here with Amy and we were talking about getting ready for Kalispell and what that was going to look like. And now we did it. And Amanda came with me.
Mm-hmm. I did.
And you've been like my ride or die for opening stores.
I know.
You're always
been
like
all
there,
three.
like midnight or way later than midnight.
Yeah.
Like chaos. So basically I went the beginning of June and you had to work.
I did.
Had a job. Quit that.
Just quit. Last day was Friday. Full-time photographer.
So exciting. So Amanda's also been my photographer for a long time. I feel like people know that, but if not, I guess let's go back. Let's tell people who you are. Okay. So we met, do we know when?
So Cora was 3 months and she's going to be 4 in February. So it's been almost, 3.5 years?
If the math is mathing.
The math is mathing.
That's what
I
it
feel
is,
that's math, yes.
So a fun fact about us is we found out that we delivered babies 2 days apart in the same hospital before we knew each other.
Yes, this was my first daughter, Cora, and this was Ocean for you.
Right. So I was in the NICU in the hospital while you were delivering Olivia upstairs.
Yes.
But we had not aligned in life yet.
Nope.
We didn't meet
not
till
till years later.
And then every year, I am the procrastinator and I don't plan my kid's birthday party in time. And I always get an invitation to a birthday party the weekend I should be throwing one.
For my kid.
Yeah, so it's fine. We need probably a joint party this year.
Oh, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Ooh, let's go to Disneyland.
Ooh, let's go to Disney World.
I've been really trying to make that happen.
We could do this.
Okay. So, but we met at a photo shoot.
I brought Cora in to be a model. It was like a last minute thing. And I remember I was still working, but it was COVID. So I was home actually with
Right. But
Cora.
You were not a photographer.
I was not. I was kind of on Instagram, just kind of putting myself out there for the first time. I didn't even know what Instagram was until 2020, which was kind of crazy.
I understand.
So
I feel that.
My husband had got me a professional camera and just as a gift, it was just a TI Rebel, I remember, and it got stolen in Paris actually. And so all I had was this really flimsy camera that was taking pictures of my daughter. And I came in, you asked me if Cora could model that day. And it was an hour before the shoot, I remember.
Which, to clarify, I asked you as a total stranger.
Oh, total stranger.
I just love some internet strangers. Come to my house.
Yes. And I actually didn't even follow you at the time because my friend had screenshot it and sent it to me. I'm so sorry. I know. Well, again, I didn't know what Instagram was. So I didn't have this it was a whole new world that I was opening up into. So and she sent me if they needed a baby model, you needed a baby model. So I put in Cora and an hour before the shoot, you were like, can you come? And I was like, I'll be there and be there.
Hey, that's still my style.
Yeah.
That's still how we shoot. Instagram, someone bring me a baby.
It works out every time though.
After I saw that movie, it makes me so uncomfortable to do it now.
Oh,
what's that movie?
What
is that one? About the kids go into model and they really get abducted?
Oh, The Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
Oh,
I always am I'm not a creep. I really need a baby model.
Yeah, you're no, for real. I'm not putting him in. Oh my gosh. The ending of that, with the statistics, I was
I know,
so distraught.
Okay, so that's depressing.
So anyways, but yeah, so Cora comes in, she models for you. And I remember it was for a swimsuit line and then you needed some extra shots.
Okay, actually, I think you shot for the swimsuit line. I think you guys came in and did gowns and sets.
Yes.
And then you were like, I can I think you said
and Bailey was the photographer.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, you were
right.
maybe I think you maybe suggested you had a friend that could maybe take some photos, or you're I could try taking some photos.
Yes.
And kind of back to when I was talking about Amy, when we were a poor, sad, broke brand. The shoot that you came to was the only shoot we were getting for the year. We weren't you and I now shoot every week, but back then it was really rare.
This is the big launch
and
we had.
And because I couldn't afford to have photography regularly.
Yes.
So then you were I could just try this for you. So I'm still always looking for them free photos. So
yep.
And so Amy, she was doing it. You offered, you had a baby. You're I could take some pictures. I had done a swimsuit shoot separate.
Yes.
That's what happened. And then we had only shot on our own kids, which are
you
bigger.
Needed a baby, so you brought Cora back. And then you said, you have a camera, right? And I was like, yep. And I actually had just purchased another camera. It was a Mark D3, I remember, from a photographer that wasn't using it anymore. And so I had a legit camera. And I was like learning settings, like figuring it all out because every camera's kind of different. And I brought Cora in and I remember we did it in the front room and the light like just hit so perfectly.
You were like, I love this corner.
I love this. I find my corners in every place.
And then we shot in that corner every shoot till the end of time.
Until we had a warehouse and we had like studios and stuff. So yeah, that was how we met. And I don't know, I just felt an instant connection to you, I feel. And it was like I already knew you. So like immediately I was already comfortable with you, which is not my norm. Usually I'm very skeptical of people.
Yeah,
so
feel
special.
I'm delightful. So actually that's funny because I feel like I had found Amy prior to that, and then like I like to collect my people, and it's been fun because I've collected a few people who weren't in the roles they found themselves in that they love.
You 100% took me out of my corporate job and put me into my passion. Like, don't make me cry. But like, so I mean, it's legitimately where we're at right now. It's that you saw something in me I didn't see in myself. And I know I've told you that many times. And I got the tea.
This is a fun time to do this too, because you literally quit your job.
I literally quit my job on Friday.
Yeah.
To do brand work and work for you full time.
And it's been years though.
This
has been years.
Yes, years.
In the making.
Years. So, but anyways, back to Forever French.
Yeah, so our better content's going to get so much better now.
I know. I'm so excited.
Because even like, though you've been doing stuff for us pretty exclusively, like here and there I've had to like grab other stuff, but like primarily you do everything for us. But your schedule is so intense that sometimes like we have to jam too much in or we can't get everything done. I just feel like I'm so pumped to like, I think our content quality is good, but I feel like we're going to be able to
take the time and get more content about something. Like if you have a lifestyle idea, we're going to be able to go outside of the just white room.
Yeah, right now. So it's like, we're in the studio, pump them out next
3 hours. We got the
baby.
next 3 launches. Let's do this. I mean, and I really feel like those shoots though are so kind of fun for me in a way because it's like I come in and I never know what I'm going to get, but like I'm like, it's like the calm in the storm and I love it.
Last week I feel like we were really on. We were like,
we've gotten better every single time. Like we've literally only improved.
I told John, I was like, if I come prepared for a shoot with Amanda, I do feel like it's a better value for me.
It is. It is a better value.
I can like,
and for me too.
Because we get more done. Like if I come in like a little half-ass prepared, which has happened a time or two.
But that's okay. We pull it together either way.
We do. But I'm like, I'm like committed right now. I'm gonna be on.
So we used to do Sundays. And now we're going to be able to do weekdays.
I know.
Which is going to be amazing.
Yes.
Every Tuesday, we're going to have content creation.
Yes.
And then
baby models ready on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays is the baby model.
I'll be calling. Yeah. So anyways.
The Kalispell.
Yes.
We went in December.
Yeah. You've been with me like on all my stuff.
Yes.
So like we talked about all of that last time
on
the last podcast with Amy. And I'm pretty sure we talked about that. I went there with you. I would assume. That was on there.
If you didn't, guess what? Surprise. I was in Kalispell in December when you went and looked at the original building to see. And it just felt like everything, it was just lining up so perfectly. And I'm sure you covered that before, but it was just like, even the fact that it's in the historic district, but it's not a historic building. So you were able to do the renovations for that.
Right.
Everything.
I mean, we still had to get approval by the board, but even that, I think we talked about like all went smoothly.
Yep.
And I'm happy to report that the store is open and it continued to go smoothly for the entire month.
Yes.
I would say
it's beautiful.
There were a lot of girls traveling and a lot of girls not sleeping. So I think people were emotional.
Yes.
But technically every step went good.
Yes.
But we were tired. And it was hard.
It was a lot of work. But I mean, I feel like any small shop opening, that's what it is. I mean, you band together, you have that camaraderie already with your team. You have a great team that's supporting you and that you are supporting them. And I feel like everyone just knew the ultimate goal and they were there to get it done.
But like, didn't it have like movie vibes? It felt like there's too much to do. We're not going to get done. And then like, everyone got really stressed out.
It was like the crescendo of like the ending of the movie. It was like, yes.
And then it was like all worked out in the end. And everyone was like so happy.
The hero wins.
But
no, it was. It was great.
I think everything like went really, really well. Even stuff that they were like, so when I first got there, they were like, okay, like I met with a contractor whose name is Jed. And I just imagined like a 50-year-old man. I was like shocked. I shouldn't be shocked because everyone in Montana is just these like sweet young kids.
Children.
They're like in their 20s. And so I'm like, Jed, like that's got to be like a 55-year-old dude, right?
Yeah.
And I get there and it's like the nicest like 24-year-old guy. And I'm like, Oh,
what do they do to those Montana
I know.
boys
They're just like a
and girls?
little bit
'Cause
more
Amy's the same
responsible
way.
than we were in our 20s.
Yes.
Like we're in our 30s, right?
We're both
similar.
in our 30s, yes.
Yeah, like mid 30s.
We'll just go mid.
We'll go mid.
Just talk about mid.
And so, yeah, I think, 23-year-olds, they don't do it like we did in Montana. That was a disaster.
I would not have been a contractor. Are you kidding me? No.
Anyways, literally all the nicest guys. We had the best team there. Like Amy organized all that. She did.
But the guys would even stay after. Like even after when their job was finished, they would like pick up other projects.
And volunteer to help. Like, they were so nice.
They would even try on the sweatshirts and I was like, I'm going to take a picture of you. Cool. Yeah. All right, good.
She totally got one of the workers to model for us for the sweatshirts.
I have no shame. I think that's like one thing everyone needs to know about me is that when I shoot, I have literally zero shame.
We're gonna get the
I will
shot.
go anywhere. I will do whatever we need to do to get the shot.
And I need that in my life. I love it. I'm like, yeah, just go ask that guy if he'll model. Yeah. And Amy's like, whoa, no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to wear a Forever French sweatshirt.
He loved it.
And then they all wanted one.
He literally came back the next day to get another one.
We did give all of our nice guy helpers sweatshirts.
No, but when I first got there, I got there on a Wednesday, and I remember there was an issue with the sign.
Well, let's circle back to before that.
Okay.
So I have to go through a little bit that you know about, but you weren't there for.
No, totally.
So when I first got there, I met Jed, and the building's pretty undone. So I have seen it. I had gone back in January, so I had seen it one time since you had seen it. Yep. And Lincoln, Amy's husband, had knocked out the ceiling, and so we had a drywall repair. So it was still pretty blank when I got there. I think when I got there, actually there was no doors and windows even. It was the front holes were cut open. Yeah. The exterior's not done, inside's not done, a lot's not done. Yep. And so I get there and we're opening in 28 days. And so I'm like, okay, I know this can't get done. And Amy's like, don't worry, we have it on schedule. But when I get there, there's not that much. More had been done than when I saw, but not a substantial amount. So we're still need to get the bulk of the work because we were waiting for approval. Has to be done in this short window of time. And so I meet with Jed and Amy. They pull out the calendar and they're like, okay, we need to do this, this, and this. It should get done. According to the schedule, it's just going to get done
very close to the end.
And he's like, but we're not going to get countertops. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah. He's like, just realistically, we don't have a lot of guys out here who can do it. The guy we have, he won't do a rush timeline. And I'm like, how can we bribe him? What can we do? And they're like, yeah, no, this guy's not bribable. You're not. I'm like, we can't make him a home cooked meal. Have some quick cash.
Get your enchiladas out.
Yeah. What can we break out? And they're just like, yeah, no. And I was like, okay. No. And so they're like, but we have a backup plan. The cabinet guy's really great. He's made you temporaries.
And they looked great.
Yeah.
Because those were in when I got there.
And I was like, I told Jed, I'm like, I just feel like we're going to get him. And he's like, no, we're not going to get him. And I was like, okay, but I just feel like we're going to get him.
My soul is telling me otherwise.
And he's
so we're just going to go with that.
He's like, yeah, okay. I just want you to no, we're not going to get him. And so, okay. And then we had more delays on, not delays, just we wanted to get stuff done on Monday. Then it would get done on Thursdays. We're a couple days behind. So we were hoping to have an entire week to set the shop, which we got an entire night.
One night.
Yeah. One night. Day and night, I guess.
But
not really. They were literally still doing construction while we were setting the store. So we never actually got a full day to ourselves. For sure when we're setting tables, the electricians are traipsing in and out. I'm like, yes. Shoes are really dirty, but thanks for being here at midnight. You're the best. But
appreciate you.
Get out. And so, yeah. So we're okay. We have this list and things are going to plan, but there's so much. We had another little issue where we put windows in that were not tempered. Yeah. And so even though, we get there, there's no windows. The next day they put in windows and then they're like, wait, these are the wrong windows. These won't pass inspection. And so that was a slight hold up because they're like, so we can try and pass inspection. Maybe no one will check.
Yeah.
And change them when the new ones come in. We order the new ones because it was a mistake, but they're not going to be here. But we have to pull all the siding off the front of the building to put the new ones in. So we're like, let's just wait as long as we can. But they're like, they might not make it in time. Yeah. But we do have windows in. So do we just
go with it?
Hope for the best. But also I'm like, but if someone breaks them, they're not tempered. That is also liability. Also, though, the plan is to not break the windows.
Yeah.
So
I feel like everyone in Montana wouldn't go in and just break windows. I just feel like that wasn't the vibe of the town that I got. But
accident.
I hear you.
I don't, Anyways, so we have a few the windows. Are they going to make it in time? Technically, the windows can make us fail an inspection.
Yeah.
We're just hoping
and then push launch.
Right. We wouldn't be able to open.
Yeah.
They couldn't finish the front, put the siding up because we're hoping to get the windows. But at the same time, they're getting everything done inside. So we're laying the floor. and then they're putting in cabinets and they're paint while we're there, and they're getting all this stuff done. And
The light fixtures were pretty well up when I got,
yeah.
at
So
that
when you
point.
got there, though, it still was pretty.
It was bare bones.
Yeah, I mean, but you got there on Wednesday and we opened on
did.
Friday. So you
Yes.
got there with 2 days till open.
Right.
But the exterior had been painted on 3 sides.
Yeah.
The front still was undone. There was
Yeah,
no
There was no siding on
the
that.
door got put in though, so that was a big
Mhm.
day.
The windows came.
Right, but they literally came the day you got there.
Yep.
They
I
got
brought
there
the windows.
on Wednesday, and we
Bring
need
that
to
good
open.
vibes.
Yeah,
Give you what
you
you
got
need.
there. They're like bringing in the windows, and so
I remember you telling me, we're going to get so much good before content. Like, let's just look at the positive around this is that we're going to get so much good
yeah, I'm like,
before
I'm like,
content.
technically, so much more should be done before you show up on Wednesday. I'm like,
Yeah.
but your before and afters are going to be fire because it's pretty undone, and so that's why we waited so long on the front.
Yeah.
But because we waited so long on the front, the sign issue, like you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was happening right when I picked you up.
Yes. Because they weren't able to adhere it to the siding. They needed to have a backboard or something like that.
Yeah, so like they're individual letters, and ours here is on stucco, a flat wall,
Mm-hmm.
and this corrugated metal, which went up that morning. Then they need to put the sign up on top of that. They were like, "Yeah, this can't."
You can't do that.
And so then Jed,
You kind of need a sign to launch a
kind
store.
of need
Like
the
it's somewhat
sign.
important.
and Jed, that's the first time. Every time he's like, "Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. Like we'll get it done."
Yeah.
That day he was like, "Yeah, like I don't think that sign's getting up by Friday." And I was like,
I don't need the negativity, Jed.
"Whoa,
I don't need this.
that would be detrimental." And he was like, kind of surprised. I'm usually like, "Oh, okay," like, because I just always think we're gonna get it done anyways.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Well, it's probably not gonna happen by Friday." He's like, "Because we need to build like a whole metal frame for it."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, it's Wednesday. We got tomorrow.
Yeah.
we got today and tomorrow."
This'll
And
be
so they did it. They like figured it out.
Well, this was one of the times where it was literally like someone else was working on another project, finished a project, and like you went over and were like, hey.
Oh, that was so funny. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
another joke with
Yeah.
Amy is every single person in Montana would see him as her brother-in-law.
Basically,
So Amy's
these are facts.
Amy's husband has like what 11 siblings, I think. I think
Is it 11?
I think he's one of 12. I'm sorry, Amy, if I don't have that right, but that's why there's so dang many of them. But
Oh
she's
my
always
gosh.
Jed's her brother-in-law.
Okay, I knew
So
that.
she's
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not Lincoln's brother, it's Lincoln's
Sister
sister's
who-
husband.
Yes.
But also they look alike. So how am I supposed to keep this straight?
Yeah.
And so it's funny because I'll be like, Amy, this is going on with the sign. I'm like on the phone with her because she's back at the house they're getting everything done for the store from the house. And I've
Okay.
been down in the building. Like that's was
Mhm.
how it was kind of last week.
Yep.
And she's like, oh, well, just like ask my brother-in-law. And I'm like, I'm gonna need more words. Like
Which one?
they're all your
I
brother-in-law.
need a little bit more.
I'm talking to Jed about your brother-in-law, and she's like, no, what was his name? I think his name was Brian. She's
Sure.
like, I'm pretty sure.
Why not?
She's like, he's on the front of the building.
Great guy.
So I have like Amy on speakerphone, and I walk over, and I'm like, are you Brian? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, Amy, speak. You know, when I have it on
Just
speakerphone.
Go together.
Yeah, I
it
literally
out,
said that.
yes.
So Amy's like telling him, and he's like, yeah, I could probably do that. I just need to know what like Jed needs. And I'm like, okay, follow me to the back of the building. We walk back to the back of the building. The electrician's there, who's not a brother-in-law, but they went to high school together.
Yeah.
So of course. And so then, yeah, so I'm like, okay, I have to go pick you up from the airport and some of the other girls.
Mhm.
I'm like, you guys like make a plan that ends with my sign up by Friday. Bye. I
Here's
literally
a
did this with my
goal.
hands. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah. You guys find the solution. Here's all the pieces to the puzzle.
I'll
Make
be
it
back.
happen.
That's,
Yeah.
I literally did that. I was like, bye.
It's good managerial
got in my
skills.
car. Got in my car
Very
and
good
left.
managerial
And
skills.
then when I came back, they're like, okay, we have a plan. And I was like, okay, but then
Yeah.
the countertops.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
You're
you're
right.
not gonna believe it. They're like, they're gonna put the countertops in on Thursday.
Like they were
Afternoon.
shocked.
Oh,
it wasn't
yeah.
even like, they were literally like, I did not think this was gonna happen.
And they kept saying, they're like, well, I mean, he said he's coming, but like, don't count on. They're like, that's a 5-day turnaround. Like, that's not like he doesn't
Mhm.
do that. They're like, he said he is, but like, I don't think he is. They were like very skeptical, and then
Sure enough.
they went in.
They
so
went in.
literally, like, Dad, the only thing we don't have up yet is our awnings.
But that's okay.
It's not snowing.
No.
I also think our photos were better without them because
I
I feel
agree.
like shooting up, the awnings were gonna block.
Gotta trim that tree. There
Yeah,
was a tree that always like was cutting off the forever. And I was
I
like, ooh.
I think the French.
Oh, it's a French. You're right.
Yeah.
Forever French stuff.
Yeah.
The end of the word. You get what I'm saying. But yeah, it all worked out. The countertops went in. You got the sign up. They were able to build everything. I mean, the sign didn't even go up until that night though. Because I
Literally,
never even
like-
saw the sign because I was back editing photos.
Well, and babysitting my children
And
for
I was
8 hours.
babysitting. I wasn't going to mention that part.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so grateful. I felt so bad too. So like I thought you were gonna like do this whole time, And then we had done a shoot the day before or photos before.
Right. So I got there on Wednesday morning. The shop, we went and did some pre-content and then after that I don't remember what we did in the afternoon. I think we were just at the shop. And then in the evening at golden hour, because we couldn't figure out where in golden hour was because the sun was up for so freaking long.
Do you guys know
we
that
went
in
to a
Montana,
camera shop.
the sun goes down at 11 p.m.?
Literally, we were walking around trying to find food at like 9 p.m. and it was like 4 p.m. here.
But everything's closed.
But everything was closed. Yeah.
The daylight there is really challenging. The what?
The bar we went to.
Oh, we did go to a
We went
bar.
to a very Montana bar. We got the full-on Montana experience.
It's called Moose's.
It was fun. It was good. It was an experience.
It was something. There was a lot of stuff was closed. We were wandering around looking for pizza. Anyways, that's another story.
But yeah, we did the shoot the night before, and then the next day we got up, we went to Amy's, and then I did the shoot with the boys out in the field, and we did like the rest of the listings in the kitchen. And then we packed up all the U-Hauls, and then we took them over to the shop.
Right.
And then you were with me because we were trying to be really, really, really good people to Amy and clean her house.
I know.
Amy is such a gem because she literally opened up her entire house for this launch.
Her entire life.
Literally her entire life. They were building a house.
Gave us all the brother-in-laws we could ever ask for.
Yes.
You know, like basically everything we planned to do in the store, we ended up having to do in her house. Like they tagged every single product. They opened every single box. We took all the boxes that shipped to the store back to her house, cut them all open.
You couldn't even get through her front door. Like there was just like.
Or the garage.
Or the garage. Yeah.
I mean, literally hundreds of boxes.
Yes.
We processed everything there. So basically we're shipping stuff from our warehouse, which our girls here did a fantastic job getting us literally hundreds of boxes. And they'll send like 5 of something, like 5 size newborn. So we'd have to open the box, take out one newborn, open it, get tags on it, hang it on a hanger, and then we put that in a bin ready to hang. And then everything else will go into back stock and they'll use it later for restocking. Right. And all that goes in the bottom drawers. So she has a new staff. She has 3 girls plus Amy, and she's teaching all of them how to do it all, barcoding it. So they're doing that at the house every day, hours after hours. I mean, it's thousands of items in a store. There's a lot of stuff in there. And at that point, they're all working with girls who haven't done this job before. So they're also all new. Yeah. But it was super nice that we brought in our very seasoned girls from Arizona at the end to like help really tie it all in. Although the Kalispell girls had it. They would have got it done.
They were amazing. I mean, I didn't get to know too many of them, but I remember Peyton specifically. She was fantastic.
Yeah. They were very efficient.
They're very efficient.
Very efficient.
What are they doing in Montana? What are they putting in the water for these kids?
I don't know. All these young, like responsible kids.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
They're just tell stories about when we were 18.
Yeah, I don't think we should. That's a different kind of podcast.
That's a different kind of pod. Maybe next we'll do like an after hours. Get some cocktails.
Oh, good grief. That's for your page. That's not for mine. Anyways.
Wait, why my page?
I don't know.
A little more edgy.
Yeah, a little edgier. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Anyways, so we stayed back, and I just assumed, so the Arizona girls are there, and I have, like, generally, we've set stores. Me and Heather have set stores. Me and Sarah have set stores. And so I have those girls there, and so I assumed that we were going to do it a regular way. I just getting more people in the mix. I think there was a slight bit of confusion to where they thought we wanted the bins back. So we had all the product ready to hang, tagged, barcoded in the bins. And I would have liked to have gone in and hung it up really particularly. And like, unfortunately, I don't have a real system for this. I have like, I want it to look how I want it to look, and it's only in my head. Yeah. So that's unfortunate for them.
Because we don't live in your head.
Yeah, we're not all in there.
We're not all in there.
But my girls have been with me long enough that most of them, they know now.
They know.
Like what I will like or what I don't like. And so, and they set the Gilbert store all the time. They're resetting all the time. So I thought that we were good to stay back at the house and clean. And I bathed all my kids.
I even said, I was like, watch, everything's going to be there. It's going to be perfect. And we're going to walk in and be so happy.
And so I like bathed my kids, which was important.
Absolutely.
That was probably a good call. One of the better ones.
Well, you did that while I was shooting.
Right. Yeah. So we were getting stuff done. And then we could have left maybe like 1 hour early. So maybe but I feel good about staying and cleaning.
We tried to make cheese enchiladas.
We did.
Sorry, Amy. We tried to make you enchiladas, but we couldn't find a pan or a cheese grater.
Yeah, so we did that, which was good because we needed to go. We got down there, and
you look shocked. I walked in and I was like, it looks amazing, because I'm just like that. I don't know. I'm the hype girl. Well, like, that's always what I do, and I just walk in and I'm trying to be positive. But you walked in there,
and I was like,
I looked at your face and I was like, oh no. I
mean,
no.
I was just like anxious. I was just
Yes.
like, oh.
Well, you're launching the next day.
No,
That's
it's just
understandable.
like it wasn't done how we normally do it here.
Yeah.
And it just like this way makes it slower. So like everything was hung on the racks in the wrong places. So for me, I can't just move it around. I need it to be empty.
Yeah.
So but everything
it's like clearing out your closet. Like you need to take everything out and then
throw
organize
it on the bed,
exactly,
put it
and
back
then
in,
throw it
right.
back in. Yeah.
And so now there's just like thousands of stuff hanging everywhere, and I was like, okay. And so originally we thought we were going to move everything in our cars because we thought we were going to have a week like, well, we'll just bring some down.
Yep.
Well, the little bit delay in construction means we have to do it all at one time, which means we have to get a U-Haul, which now John's driving the U-Haul, which means I have my kids.
Yes.
And I walk in and I'm like, oh, I got like 10 hours worth of work and it's 1:00.
And I turned to you and I looked at you and I said, I'll take your children.
Thank you.
So they all came back to my 1-bedroom hotel
Yeah, I think
where I edited for like 8 hours.
Yeah, I think you saved the day, Amanda. She's like, I felt so bad because I did not plan on you babysitting my kids when you were there. That was not the plan.
But you know what the truth is on my end? Is that I felt so guilty that I wasn't in the store. Like the entire time I thought that I was like not doing enough.
Oh,
and I remember the girls came back
bad.
at 1 a.m. and I met them in the hallway or whatever because I heard them and came out and I was like,
but
no, yeah, I was like talking to them, but I was kind of joking with them. And they said, you were like the savior. We never get John and Chantelle at the same time because like he was building racks and doing all this other stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I literally felt like I was not doing enough. I'm so sorry.
I thought you were bad at me too because
Oh yeah, you had the wrong phone.
I picked up Kalispell's phone and my phone are like the same one. Like the store phone is a cell phone. And so I text you and I was like, oh my, I like totally lost track of time. I got there and I got like dialed in and we're like doing stuff. And we had just fed the kids and I took them back to the hotel, left them with you, came back in and John came in. He's like, okay, I got to go feed the kids. And I was like, really? I just fed them. Well, it turns out like hours had gone by.
Yep.
I thought you had them for like 3 hours. And John's like, it's been like 9 hours. I was like, oh. But
we had a great time.
The sun never goes down.
It never goes down.
So confusing.
It's so confusing.
Like it seems like
it's totally understandable. But then me and John, he got my numbers. Me and him were connecting, and like we just took care of it. And he was great, and everything.
He's
worked
like,
out.
I think he came up for diaper change.
He did because
brought some Taco Bell.
Yep.
You know, got to get the stuff done. So that night was the only like I feel like. Not like bad stressful, but stressful. Because it was like, okay, there's still so much to do. But we had like girls from the area like volunteering. Like it was like we had so much support.
It's a good sense of community in Kalispell.
It's crazy because it's not our community. Like we're not from there. I mean, Amy is. Amy's got a great backing behind her. And like people just like kept showing up to help. Like her.
That's another reason why this was such like I mean, the universe was just pointing you in the direction to launch this shop because Amy was there and she's a resident. She's a local, like people will trust her. And I feel like that community, I was warned by people on the plane, literally, that if you look like anything outside of Montana.
No, they said California.
They said California, which I was like, okay, we're in Arizona. Like, why does it always have to be California? That you're not accepted. And it's like.
Do we look like California?
The ripped jeans.
Ripped jeans, long
the ripped jeans, the extensions, all the things. But like, honestly, they were so welcoming and so kind. Like, I didn't see any of that.
I very much felt that, like I've said over and over, like this was very God driven. Like I just feel like He directed every part of it the whole time, and I don't think you can plan it to go that well. So people keep saying like, where are we going to open next and what are we going to do? And I'm like, I really feel like I just need to wait to like.
Like God
hear from God. Tell me like literally like or just wait for him to like even open the next door because like I don't think you could plan for what happened to have happened. Like it's pretty rare that you get electricians like volunteering to put your sign up at like the middle of the night before opening.
Yep.
Also like our inspection like we passed it the day before. Like so many opportunities for things to go wrong. The tempered windows came in time. The countertop went in. Like and then like Amy's I think they were her younger brother's friends. They were just like, came back every day, like, oh, do you want us to just like hang stuff up for you? Like, all these guys with impact drills, like, yeah, what do you need? Like, what can I do for you? Like, we just want a sweatshirt. I'm like, you want to do this for a sweatshirt? Like,
perfect.
And food.
You're hired.
We
and
fed
food.
them.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I would pay them money too. Maybe we should send them some. We're not trying to like abuse laborers. Like, I think they were having a good time.
They were absolutely having a great time. They were happy to be there.
Yeah. So they were there hanging stuff.
You were there until what, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning that night?
Only till 1:30.
You had the girls leave at 1:30, but I thought you stayed.
Me and Amy stayed a little bit later, but it was like, I think it was 12:10. I was looking around and it was still pretty rough. And I said, okay, guys, it's time. And they're like, for what? I'm like, it's time to start shoving stuff in drawers. It's time to like it's time to be done. I said,
make it look cute.
I'm like,
don't open a drawer.
We are leaving at 1:30.
Yeah.
And like, we can come back in the morning because some of Sarah.
Because we launched at 9 a.m. the next morning.
The bad call. Next grand opening is noon.
Earliest is noon.
So Sarah was like thinking, like, we're not leaving here ever. Like, we're going to work all night. We're maybe going to get to go put our dresses on in our room and walk right back. Like, everybody had given up on sleep. And I was like, I was a month into this. Me and Amy were out till 2, 3 every single night, like working on stuff. And I'm like, I have to go home. Like, and I can't have people working if I'm not working. So if I have to leave, they all have to leave.
Yeah.
And
that's really good of
my
you.
insides. And so I looked around and I was like, okay, we are leaving at 1:30. And everybody kind of looked at me like, what? I'm like, yeah, like it's time. We still have boxes and boxes out front. I mean, so that need to go in. There is stuff everywhere. People are like working on their task, but like, everyone's tired. I do feel like the pace had gotten a little slower. And I was like, 50 minutes and everyone to go like,
I think you gave them a goal
super
too, in that moment.
Speed, full time, and whatever it is, we're going to leave and we'll come back at 6 in the morning, whatever.
Yep.
But like with that little time frame, like everybody like whipped it into gear. And then like you start making different choices. Like, I don't need to open all these. Yeah. There's enough stuff out. Put this in the drawer.
Yep.
And I started stacking bins in the back room. I mean, they were stacked floor to ceiling, every possible spot. Like you couldn't even open the door, but I was like, just get it in.
Yep.
Clean up what's left. And we did it in 50 minutes to where like Amy was mopping, I think. And the construction desk, you need to just keep mopping. So we mopped that time, but I'm pretty sure Sarah probably mopped again in the morning. Yeah. And then probably every 10 minutes after that, because Sarah's fantastic cleaning floors.
Love you, Sarah.
Sarah was a superstar.
She's great.
Heather and Sarah was so great to have them come at the end because they were like fresh. They're fresh.
Fresh blood.
Yeah, we were like all worn down and they came in and they were like, let's just get it done. So,
well, and they're rock stars on their own accord as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
just
they do
generally
they do it here every day.
Yes.
And then just to like take them there, it was, I'm so glad we did not do that without them. That would not, I don't even know that. I don't know what had happened. Like, they were definitely
everyone played their role. For sure.
And so, at 1:30, everyone looks around and it's like, oh yeah, it's like, it's done enough.
It's
like it's done enough. Like, we could open. But the girls came in hours early to like, they're like, we'll leave now. Me and Amy stayed and like finished mopping the floor. And whatever final things. And then everybody else went back to their hotel.
Yep.
And so me and Amy got there the latest, but we were the only ones that had kids to get ready. And we were both furthest away.
Yep.
And so, but I was like dead the day of opening. Yeah. I was like not.
You were supposed to come to my hotel room and we were going to get ready together. Yeah, and that did not happen.
No, you like texted me, you're like, are you coming? And I was like, I can't get it together. I could not get
that was literally the one text that you sent me. You're like, I cannot get it together. And I remember I looked at Carly and I was like, we have to go to the shop.
Yeah.
We got to go to the shop right now.
I couldn't my contacts weren't clear. I think I had so much construction dust in them, but I didn't realize what was wrong. I was like, I can't
you can see. Yeah.
I wish I changed contacts first thing in the morning. That would have been helpful. But like I had
a lot going on.
I had bathed my kids the day before and I'd put them in pajamas.
Yeah.
I had brought them different outfits toward opening. I literally didn't even change them in the morning of opening.
I tried so hard to keep those outfits clean the night before.
And you did.
Ocean was the only one with the one ketchup stain. I literally was running around with like literally like a what is it? The little towel, face towels, and it was wet. And I would just like get everyone's face. I'm like, okay, you good? All right, we're good.
Was supposed to get my kids dressed, and I like woke up and I'm like, they look good enough. They're fine.
They look fantastic.
But Ocean had stayed. I was like, we'll give him a sweatshirt. But I think the photos turned out so cute. Like I love what they were wearing.
It was perfect. Well, they were the Kalispell launch anyway, so it kind of fit.
Yeah, they were supposed to wear the like cream checkerboard sets. Which I don't even feel like were a good option. Like I feel like what they wore so much better.
That's the thing with you, Chantelle. I truly feel like everything you do, it just like it somehow just always works out.
I know.
It literally, like out of nowhere, it would just be like, there's no way this is going to all work out. And like somehow, some way, it might not have been the original plan, but it worked out better than it possibly could have.
I think it did. Yeah. And so, but
this is not just Kalispell though. This is like everything that I've ever witnessed with you. That's literally how it works. It's pretty amazing.
You witnessed a lot. You've seen a lot. And so I get there. I literally didn't brush my hair that day.
I brushed your hair.
It's so funny. My dad's like, you look so good in your photos. I was like,
you're welcome. It's that little softening, you know?
Yeah. So I'm going to need the filter. Well, I mean, you also did my makeup. I literally walked in and I like have not brushed my hair. John was like, Chantelle, you have to get up. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I can't. Like, he's like, you have to. Like, Like
you're launching a store.
You open in like 1 hour and like you're still like sitting on your bed. Like you got kids. Like we got to go. And so I'm like, can you steam my dress? And he was like, okay. So John's over there steaming my dress. I'm like,
I feel like I need to see John steam a dress.
oh, John's a steamer.
Is he a steamer?
Yeah, he's also an ironer.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. Army.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's steamed a lot of stuff. I actually don't think I even knew about steaming before John. Like when we were dating, he was
Really?
always steaming his dress shirts for
steaming's
work.
life.
Oh yeah, I mean I know that now.
Yeah.
But as a 23-year-old, it's not.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't think I steamed a thing until I was at least like, 28.
Yeah. That's
More
best.
like mature.
Yeah, like so grown.
After hours, guys, come back for that one later. Just kidding.
Different versions. Yeah.
No, but he steamed your dress.
Steamed my dress.
Yep. I brought my makeup.
I like walked in. I feel like my eyes were eating over him, and I'm sure you had the same expression that I had when I walked in and saw the messy shop. You saw the messy me, and you were like, "Oh,
yeah." I
okay.
immediately noticed your eyes too because they were a little bit puffy, and I was like, "What's happening here?" Like, okay, hold on, sit. I'm gonna take care of this.
You're literally like brushing my hair, painting on my face, and everyone's like, "Okay, it's time to open."
Hey, I meet all my best friends by doing their makeup, so this is just really like on point for me.
Also, we have like kind of matching faces.
So people think we're twins.
Yeah.
I think we joked we were going to tell people that there.
Yeah,
The worker guys asked if we were
like,
sisters.
Are you guys sisters? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, we're twins.
Yeah, we're twins.
But no. But I think we do have similar skin tone even.
When I spray tan.
We have like the exact same like size feet and like I think our arms are the same length. Like I like sometimes I have like texted you and been like, what size jeans do I wear at Abercrombie? Because like
26 regular.
Yeah, there you go. Like, I don't have to know. So yeah, so it's convenient. Yeah. You can just paint my face. You're
fine.
I mean, I think you're good at all faces, but you know, similar enough. Like you have like the right color makeup all the time. Like you have the right color foundation. Like I feel like everything you have is like,
aww.
I mean, we're matchy.
We do matchy. Yeah. No, I got you, girl.
Yeah.
So, but also like you're gonna feel better. I know too. Like that's a stressful day for you. And as a friend, like I want to be there and make sure that I can help you feel your best on your like one of the really important days of your life. You know.
And you really did. And then I was like, go make me a reel so I can feel it how I was supposed to feel it because I felt like I was dying. And then you make it all. Did I do it? Yeah, it's all magical. Okay, and it's like, oh, yay. Look at this.
Yay. No,
so, yeah. So then that was it. We opened and it was like the most successful.
Well, and we had a line. We had a line basically down the street. And I remember I was like trying to like rah the crowd.
Cheerleader.
I was again my cheerleader. I should have been a cheerleader. I was not. I was a dancer. I was not a cheerleader. But I was trying to like get them all inspired, and they all like did this like wave thing and like raise their hands, and we are all like pumped about it. And I remember because we were like 5 minutes late to open, just a little bit. Shocking. But no, I pumped him up and I got him into it, and then we took our pictures. Charlie did the cutting. Charlie's so cute with the cutting. She did so good at this one.
She was ready. I felt bad.
She was so ready.
Looked sad.
Maybe we can have her do the next one.
Paisley was like, I never get a cut. I know.
Maybe they could do it together. Maybe we can get 2 scissors next time.
That sounds dangerous.
We'll watch them. We'll be right there.
We gotta make a plan.
Fine.
Or just like, let's just cut it over and over. Just keep tying ribbons. Just keep cutting it. We'll just, again, okay.
We'll get Paisley's ribbon and then we'll get Charlie's ribbon.
Yeah.
Paisley's so sweet. I have to say, when I was babysitting her, she is just one of like the kindest humans.
She's very sweet.
And so patient. All your kids, like I got to know them on a little bit deeper of a level. I feel like spending that time with them, and they truly are just special humans.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think so.
I sent you like a long text and you told me you were crying.
Well, yeah, no, I literally was crying. Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Not funny, but like I got home that night and like, yeah, you sent me that text because I thought you were mad at me because
you had the shop phone.
I had texted you and you didn't text me back because I put my phone down and put the shop phone in my pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I was telling Amy took me home. I'm like really stressed because I basically locked Amanda up in a hotel room with all 4 of my kids and didn't talk to her for hours. And I texted her and she didn't text me back. And then I got home and I was like, that's not true. She did text me back. I
texted you like paragraphs.
Didn't look at the phone. And it was like so nice. And I was like, I was literally in tears because I was just so grateful that
you said that. You're like, I'm so grateful for you. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
good. Because, I'm glad because I'm here to support
literally
you.
Everything worked out because I don't leave my kids with basically anyone, you know that. Yeah. And so that's very stressful for me to leave my kids somewhere. I
think any parent can understand
things like work out though. Like you're like one of like 3 or 4 people in the world I leave my kids with, and like you conveniently are there, and like we'll just take them for 8 hours. Like it wasn't a plan.
Yeah, you didn't have to ask. I offered.
Yeah, you were just like, I'll just take them, and I was like, oh yes, let's do that. But I'm thinking like hour.
I remember you looked at me when I said that. You were like, Yes. Like it was like some stress just
I didn't
released.
even
And I was
like
like,
tell
all
anybody
right.
where we were going. Everybody thought I left mad because I just like walked out and like they were
yeah.
like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I was just dropping the kids off. Like, let's get to work.
Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah.
we gotta get moving."
We gotta do this.
They're like, "Oh, you just like left. We thought you were like walked in, saw it, and walked out." And I was like, "Oh, I semi, but no."
Everyone's fine.
But yeah, it really. So yeah, that night, so we were doing that, and then we got the email, that you and Carly were working on. That was like about Amy and like her like part in the shop. I don't know if you guys got that email. And then so I had sent that to Amy, and then me and Amy were on the phone, and like Amy's crying and I'm crying, and we're just like, I don't know, we have our little blubbery moment. And I just wish I could have woke up the next morning like ready to go, but I did not. We talked about how I woke up.
Yes.
But the day was a huge success.
Yes.
It was the best like turnout we've actually ever had for a grand opening.
It did better in the first day than Gilbert did in the 2 days launch, right?
It did. Yeah. Yeah. It was like for sales, like people came out ready to shop. And I think there's like two aspects of that. Like one, like, well, I guess for Arcadia, I was saying like I didn't know if it'd do better or worse than Arcadia opening, but Arcadia had a good opening also. But people who shopped in Arcadia had always had the opportunity to shop in Gilbert. And now we brought it somewhere where you really have never had the opportunity. So I feel like, I don't know if Arcadia really had less people. I just feel like people bought more in Kalispell. Like they were there, they were like loading up. Like their stacks were stacked.
I met someone that literally was from Gilbert that moved to Kalispell, and she had been to the Gilbert shop.
We met a lot of people who had been to the Gilbert shop.
Yes.
Like everyone's like, oh yeah, I've been to the store in Gilbert. I'm like, oh.
But I live here in Kalispell. I'm like,
yeah.
Random.
There's definitely
like in Kalispell.
like an Arizona, Montana, like swappy overlap. It feels like people do go back and forth.
I think they do like summer there and all that, which maybe you'll start doing.
I would love to. It's 118 degrees here today. So I think that Montana sounds like a great idea. Definitely. Same. So I stayed for a month. I'll definitely stay in July next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if we do 2
July's
months.
hotter than June.
I know. So I'd rather be gone in July.
100%.
But I wanted to get open. So
yes.
Anyways,
logistically
that's what happened. But next year I'm like, oh, I'm staying. But yeah, so the opening was great. And it was steady. Like people were there at opening, and then they shopped all day. Like we had people coming and going all day, and so we
had like walk by people that came in, and even a husband came in and was like, "Oh, my wife and my kid, like their grandkids," and so it was like it got the attention of a lot of people.
We did, and there's like isn't like a senior citizen community or something across the street. Not that guy, not the grouchy guy, the nice guys. It's like with the nice people.
That's actually kind of a funny story.
The grouchy guy. A lot of them just would come by and just like, oh, like people are just so kind. Like we've been watching this and we're so happy for you guys. And like, you know, the community needs more of this. So it was just a very positive experience all the way around. And so they've been open now over a week, right? Because I got home a week ago today.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, they've been.
It'll be 2 weeks on Friday.
But since opening, so they've been every day like pretty steady busy. So
that's awesome.
Hopefully it's not a flash in the pan, right? Hopefully it just stays that way. But it seems
you always say that, but I'm always telling you it's not. I trust me.
Well, you never know what's gonna happen.
The brand you have built resonates with people.
I just never want to take it for granted.
And the Charlie Corner, you have to talk about that.
You can talk about it.
You want me to talk about it?
Yeah,
okay. So the Charlie Corner, we had to go to a print shop and actually get this like really cool. It was like, what was it? Vinyl?
Yeah.
It was vinyl, and she had this board made that was like a magnet.
It's a menu board.
It's a menu board and you had little magnets that we put along it. But in any of the other shops, we didn't have a spot just for Charlie. You know, the Charlie print that she painted when she first started therapy. And I really feel like that is such a heartfelt item. You know, it's literally probably your flagship item, I would say.
Oh yeah, it's literally what started the brand.
Because that was when your first shoot, when you had
it's our very first product we ever made. We made that, and then we picked like solids to like coordinate it with it for the first drop.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember seeing the pictures. I did not take those ones.
Yeah. I didn't know you.
I know, it's fine. No, but we have a dedicated actual space now in the Kalispell location for Charlie, and it had the highest sales, right, than any of the other. Yeah, because it told the story. So this vinyl part actually told Charlie's story, and it's cute. It's right so by cute.
Like where they're checking out, so like the girls could probably talk about it more. But no, we were like shocked. Like Charlie's print's been around forever, so It does sell well in Arizona, but maybe not as frequently.
But you don't, sometimes when you look at it, like the tag kind of has like a little tiny synopsis of it. It didn't give the full story. Like you actually see it on this board now and it's just beautifully done.
But yeah, everyone was shocked. It was like all day Charlie print. Charlie.
They kept wanting to see the numbers because it deserved that type of.
Yeah, our stuff kept saying like, check it. Like tell us how many pieces they're like, because they're like sold out of. So literally it was like the best day. Completely successful, super busy. Like the piece that's closest to my heart was like the #1 seller or like in a different community. Like it was just literally the best.
It was.
And so everyone's like, what can you do next? I'm like, well, we can't top it. Yeah. So I guess we should just be done.
We should never done.
No, I have some I have some fun projects I'll tell you about when we turn this off.
Okay, perfect. Top secret.